All right. I mean, this is a keep. All right, so we got in. So kind of dope. Can't see deck. Okay. Now I can. I need to find it though. Not gonna be able to find it in time. Golgari. Okay. Nice, great draw. I can't see the deck list yet. Okay, now I can. All right, it's like it's kind of like a mirror match, I think. Attack. What are their 2-mana removal spells? They have 3 Infernal Grasp, so I'm just gonna pass here. Yeah, they definitely have it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and sack this. Draw our cards. Beautiful. Okay. So here we should definitely just play Lalt. Minus and pass. So they could have binding here. Binding would be an issue. How many lands are they playing? Fudge, man. Unlucky. They're only playing 2 Meathooks, so I was like, I think it's worth. What else? Oh, what do they have? That would be costly here. A Lalt would be bad. It's honest. Like, how do they remove this Sorin? Yeah, it's hard for them to remove this Sorin. So plus, we'll reveal. Why did I play my land first? That was a mistake. All right, it goes to 1. Chariot, sure. All right, we start off with the plus. That's a good draw. All right, we'll play our own Meathook. Play the Hive. And we would love to draw another land next turn. They're kind of priced into dealing with the Sorin. And then we can play Welcoming Vampire plus Eyetwitch to put us in a really good spot. All right, Purveyor, that's a problem. So we need to find one right? If we're able to find one right, we can deal with their entire board. All right, so we lose Sorin. That's step 1. All right, so Welcoming Vampire. All right, we'll play a Ghast. That will allow us to draw a card. All right, that gave us a land, which is quite lit. Yeah, I'll still play this and we'll pass. Like, I really want to play more stuff, but But the Purveyor at this rate will kill us. So how many Purveyors do they have? They have 3 Purveyors. Damn. If we were able to find 1... So they have 5 cards in hand. Another Chariot, sure. All right, so I'm definitely taking 8. But am I blocking the Chariot? That's the question. I think I need to maximize my draws, right? So what I want to do is I want to block and sack. But what do I want to block and sack with? The Eyetwitch, because I have... So if I block here, that maxes my mana. Yeah, I think this is a better block. Because I can sack this and I can find the answer to the Purveyor. So I only end up taking 8, which is exactly what I want. And we know the answer is right here. We have the Necrotic Fumes. So we grab this and take the 8, and then we can go ahead and untap. Okay. So I think we start here. This lets us draw more. And we want all this stuff, so okay, we found a Rite, which is way better for us. Like, we would rather Rite here anyways. So now I'm gonna just go ahead and write the Purveyor, because we have good enough blocks for yeah, I mean, I could play a Legion Angel here if I want to, and we'll pass. All right, so we can block Esika's Chariot pretty easily. We can block their entire field super easily. So they only have 1 more Meathook Massacre, which they could use, but our hand is pretty loaded already. So we should be able to win from this spot. I mean, we should be able to stabilize here. They have more Purveyors, but 1 Rite deals with so much. Okay, so that's their last Meathook. That's super unlucky. I don't know why they did this, because I get to kill the Esika's Chariot. This is definitely a misplay on their part. All right, so we'll take our turn now. And now we can just easily take over the game, because we have another one. So we can play this. Play this. This will find us another land. We'll find the land first. Grab the plains. Draw the card. Play this. Play Legion Angel. Grab another Legion Angel. And the game's pretty much over. Right, Meathook Massacre is the card that they need to have every single time, and they can no longer have it, right? And we can just get rid of their last Meathook Massacre, and the game's ours. Oh, they have blood on Snow. I'm losing my shit. They just went and drew a card because they're trying to wipe the board. They're trying to set up another board wipe, right? So they have Briar already. So my plan should be to attack, get rid of the Briar with the land. So we're gonna get rid of that, and we should use the Rite of Oblivion on the lull, unless I have lethal. Do I have lethal somehow? No, I don't. I definitely don't. 6. All right, so we'll attack. We'll hit the Briar and get in all the damage. And then we'll go ahead and get rid of this. And then pass. So we're still leaving open Deadly Dispute and Vanishing Verse. So we don't have very much to worry about. So they don't have anything that they can get, right? So in this spot, I have a couple of options, but the best one is definitely just sack. I'm pretty positive. My other choice is what? If I don't sack, I could Vanishing Verse, the Meathook Massacre. That's my other choice. And they end up taking 3 because of that and don't gain any. I'm actually down for that. Because I have infinite gas for dispute, right? If they don't have any more Meathook Massacres, my Meathook is going to cause them a lot of pain. Actually, they're dead, right? Or close to it. So I can, So I could play Eyetwitch and dispute and then attack with both of them. That's exactly 7. Or I could just dispute the land after when I attack with both. So, all right. So that's game 1. So let's look at their board. So they have Ray of Enfeeblement 1, Sorin, Lalt, Infernal Grasp, 2 Go Blinks, 3 Duress, 3 Crippling Fears. So they have more board wipes. Interesting. Okay, so I definitely want Go Blinks, all 3 of them. All right, this is interesting. I mean, this is such a back and forth matchup for sure. All right, I think I'm supposed to get rid of Shambling Ghast. Planeswalkers are insane. And I think I'm supposed to cut 1 Welcoming Vampire. I mean, Vampire is really good. Last card I think I want is a Doomskar. All right. It's possible that I want all 3 Doomskars. So if I was going to play in a tournament, I would definitely play test this matchup to figure out if I want all 3 Doomskars or not. My intuition says like I want something in between. So I basically have access to 4 board wipes. So all right, this is a good hand. We got a solid 1, 2, 3. That's a solid draw. I'm gonna attack, and I'm just gonna play the farmhand. Symbology is more damage, but I need more time to make decisions. I mean, I definitely don't want to hit that. I mean, I think I'm supposed to just play this. And I have some pretty good choices. But I think I settle on Pest Summoning. And I'm just going to attack for 1, pass the turn. All right, so I get rid of the planes and Pest Summoning. And then pass. Nice. Draw. I mean, I really want to attack with 2, but I don't think I can afford to attack with 2. They're only playing 2 go blanks, so if they have both, it's honestly just unlucky. I should definitely play this and this. I'm just gonna attack for 1. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, the Lalt, pretty good. The Agadeem's pretty insane. I'm trying to think. I don't get why minus would help me here. I think the draw would be a lot better for me. Because if they were to do it for 1, then it would still survive. I can't think of what could they have. Chariot. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm supposed to 0 here. And attack for 1, pass. Like -1, minus just walks into a Meathook Massacre, right? So I definitely don't think that's correct. Yeah, so I figured if they had it for 1, it would be annoying here. But at least my Lalt gains me more value this way. I mean, this is definitely a Pest Summoning, I think. So Lalt goes to 5, which is totally fine with me. I still don't think I'm supposed to write here. Write the tracker. I mean, Pest Summoning does a great job here. I want to 0 again. I just want to draw as many cards as possible. Like, I'm going to Pest Summoning here. I have fantastic blocks. If I'm minus, I just put myself in a bigger position to lose more, you know? All right, so they lose Binding. Briarbridge Tracker is definitely weaker here. All right, and now we have a bunch of draw twos, so we can start taking the game back. They have yet to still play anything relevant to the board, and that's why we are holding on to this right tight. We're holding it super tight. I mean, Meathook Massacre definitely, especially after when they play the second one. All right, that's another tracker. Okay, I feel that. All right, I will certainly block, and I will certainly dispute. Okay. All right, so we end up going to 16. We want our own board wipe now pretty bad, which we have quite a few, so nice. I still want to draw here. We just have so many insane draws here. That's pretty good. So let's say I play Farmhand, Wedding Announcement, Plains, and then we're good to go. Yeah. So that puts a lot more stuff that they're going to have trouble dealing with. And then we can pass. All right. So now I would say we're in a really good situation. Their graveyard doesn't have anything, so they're probably looking to put Briarbridge trackers in there, which is cool with me, because these trackers aren't killing Lalt. They're too small. Yeah, I mean, my hand is pretty loaded. So even if they take the dispute, I feel pretty comfortable with our position. So they have access to 3 duresses. They end up taking the Sorin. That's cool with me. All right, so they're playing their own Lalt, which is totally fine. And of course, they have to minus where we don't. They're just attacking face. I honestly like the triple block and trade. Then I can minus, and I can get rid of the Lalt. Actually, I don't like it because of the Meathook Massacre. But then again, they're taking the aggressive angle. So I think I should just chump block. All right. Because if we can just find a board wipe, then we got everything covered, right? That's also really good. If I knew I was going to draw that, I might have considered differently. So 2, 4. That if I go 2, 2, 3, that works. 2, 2, 3. All right, I will get rid of that. Am I supposed to play the Sorin here or supposed to play the Go Blink? I think the answer is Go Blink. Go. Oh, I forgot they have an Inscription of Ruin. I need a board wipe pretty bad. All right. Yeah. All right, so I can play this, grab a plains, and I can play the Sorin minus it's between the Meathook and the Briarbridge tracker, I think. I can't make this decision though. It's really tough. It's okay. We'll deal with we'll deal with Meathook next turn. I think I have to let the Sorin go. I could double block there, gain 2 life, but I think puts me in bad shape against a couple of cards. All right, we'll activate. All right, we'll swing. We'll get rid of this. Gain the life. I don't want to fire off this Rite of Oblivion on Meathook just yet, because if they use another if they have another Meathook, then the punish is way too big. All right. We're running out of time, so we just got to make decisions a little bit faster. Another Hive is really good because it presents lethal. Sure. All right, Meathook. All right, I knew they had another one. Okay, so I can activate and I can activate, and that's lethal. And we got it. That's how you play it. That's why white black is so much better. Damn, we drew so many lands in the last game, but we got it. All right. 2-0. Oh. So the die roll is super important in this matchup, so hopefully we win the die roll. All right, beautiful hand. And we won the die roll, so what we really want is to naturally draw the third land. That's what we really want. Okay. We definitely swing and attack. Farmhand was a fabulous draw because that means now we can just play the announcement and be good to go. Wedding announcement. We're not gonna attack. Make a 1/1, go. Alright, so they have Reckless Stormseeker in their deck. I mean, I think the blocks are really good for us here. So we just get in block 2. So that means if we draw a land, that if we don't draw the land, then we can still get the black source and still progress our board. Right? So we get our black source. We can follow up with a professor, and then the professor can go get us our Pest Summoning. Chill. Alright, Chariot comes down. That's awkward. Alright, so I was heavily contemplating whether I was going to quadruple block the Chariot or I was going to block the Stormseeker. This is actually really tough. I mean, if we draw the land, it makes things a lot easier. Alright, this was the curve that we were afraid of. 2, 3, 4. We really need to draw the land. I mean, the Chariot is a lot more damage. And for one more body, I get it off the field. But if they have another Chariot, that is brutal. And the Reckless Stormseeker is very annoying. It's really close, but I think I'm going to block here. One more body for 3 more life, which is a ridiculous amount. We drew the land, but it's tapped. So I think here I have a lot of good choices, right? Like I could play Pest Summoning, I could play Wedding Announcement. I think that I end up going with Welcoming Vampire because it draws me a card and it gives me the biggest body. A removal spell would be slightly devastating, but most of their removal spells are black and they don't have any black mana. So they have 2 Infernal Grasp and 1 Baleful Mastery, so I feel comfortable with that. We'll go ahead and play this. We'll play this tapped. Draw a card. Shambling Ghast, wonderful draw. We're still at 20, so even if they end up playing another Chariot, it's not over yet. So I think I definitely take the 5. I'm definitely going to block this and this, I think. And that way I get 2 trades. I end up taking 7, going to 13. I'm still at a healthy life total. And I still have the Rite of Oblivion to deal with the other crap. So, okay. So we'll untap. We drew the land. Interesting. So I have a lot of great choices here. I mean, again, this is really tough. I really think I should cast a Rite and get rid of the Halana. But I'm going to start my turn off by casting Shambling Ghast. That allows me to draw. And then make more decisions from there. And then this gives me a treasure. Okay. No attacks. And then we'll pass. They drew their black source, so that means they get to deal with our thing, which really sucks. So it's a total of 9, which would put me down to 4. So if I block that, it's plus 3 damage, and they get to keep an additional body. How much does that additional body matter? Can they deal direct damage? Going down to 4 makes it awkward against specifically dragon, right? Because they can attack with dragon, but we have the Lalt, so that's fine. I want the trade instead of 3 life. Okay, so I can go Pest Summoning. I could go Vampire Pest Summoning. How do I feel about that? Or I could go Lalt. If they went Dragon, I would block and I would be okay. I think I'm cool with that. All right. Even better. All right. So this ended up, I think, being a better line. Especially because we hit something really good. Okay. So the gas didn't really stop, but we have a ton of blockers. So, and we have a ton more ready to go. So, okay. So, say I block here. let's say I block here. Or let's say I triple block here. Triple block here and single block here. Triple block here like this. Is that correct? So I end up taking 2, right? This is there, these are there, this is there. I take 2, I gain 2, and we're good. Reason why I want to take care of the Reckless Stormseekers is because they have the potential of getting trample, right? So that's important. All right, so their strategy was go wide, and that's cool with me because now we can just play a Lalt. We're not going to draw any more cards off of this Welcoming Vampire because this thing is about to flip. And oh, it enters the battlefield and then transforms. So we get to draw one more card off of the human that enters from the wedding festivity. That's good to know. I did not know that. All right. I don't have a Sorin, right, in the yard. But I do have another pest. Yeah, I mean, I'll still draw a card. I was thinking about not drawing a card, but I don't think it's worth not drawing a card. I think I should start my turn off by attacking for 3. And we're pretty close to lethal for next turn. We'll sack this now. I'll grab the Pest Summoning now. All right. Reason why we're doing this is so they can't take it up, and it also allows us to keep the Vanishing Verse. So cool with that, and puts us up to 4. So it's not the full cost. That's fine. We'll pass. Gain a life. Sure. All right, we'll just go ahead and Vanishing Verse at the beginning of combat. And then everything else we got covered, right? Do we have lethal? So let's say we activate. That's a 5/5. They block the 5/5. That's not as much as blocking 2 3/3s. So that is short. For sure, short. Okay, so in this situation, it is best for us to so 4/8. So I want to use this for sure. So I'm going to just get rid of that. Go to 5. Step 1. Once I get rid of that, then I will minus I'll get in for 4. All right. We still have more than enough blockers, and we still have mauling. So even if they play another dragon, we got it covered. Even whatever they do, we have it covered. I don't see a single card that get like, even if they go Shatter Skull Smashing, we got it covered, right? So no, if they have a removal spell, it's kind of awkward. So all right, we'll swing for lethal. All right, so now even if they have another Infernal Grasp, which I think they've used all of them. No, they have one more. It's not enough because we haven't even used Lalt. Okay. So post board, we know we're bringing in Doomskar. And we're gonna be going down on a Lalt, going down on a Sorin, going down on a Vamp. And this is what we're gonna do on the draw. On the play, we'll board out a Doomskar and bring in another Vampire, and let's go. All right, we know their board is pretty simple: 2 go blank, 2 check trap, 1 blood purveyor, another baleful mastery, Inferno, 1 6 mana Inferno, 2 Tovlar, 2 Snakeskin Veil. So we gotta play around Snakeskin Veil. And since they're not playing Duress, since they're playing check for traps, we gotta be more rapid with our rights. Like, it's hard to play around check for traps and go blank, so I gotta be careful. This is like a type of matchup where you want as many Shambling Ghast as possible. That is for sure. It's a great hand. We'll keep. All right. All right. Since we drew a second Shambling Ghast, I will not play the Sanctum. If I didn't draw the second one, then I would have considered differently. I will play a Shambling Ghast, and I don't think I'm supposed to attack, because if they play the haste threat, then I'm in trouble, right? I would rather block. That puts me in a much better position. Yep. All right, so this block is beautiful. we'll just go ahead and make a treasure and a -1/-1. So -1/-1 treasure. Couldn't have gone better. Couldn't have gone better. All right. I mean, I could play a Welcoming Vampire, but I'm welcoming its death. We'll go ahead and grab a Plains and pass. I will certainly attack. See if they do anything about it. Them not playing anything is quite odd. I'll play the Plains, and then I'll play a Welcoming Vampire, and I will pass the turn. All right, so as expected, the patience was super rewarded. And also, we go ahead and flip back. All right, this is over, I would assume. We'll go ahead and attack. They don't have any board wipes. This is why you shouldn't play 3 colors in this format. It's just too risky. All right, so we'll play this. We'll play this. And we'll play the Hive and pass. Okay. We're prepared. I'm not playing a land this turn, instead using Shattered Skull Smashing. That's like so great for us. Okay, so this will get us the last Plains in our deck. All right, so all the Plains are out of our deck. It's official. I will attack for 1, and then I will put a Doomskar to the side. Pass the turn. All right, they drew the green source. I'll go ahead and Vanishing Verse this. I'll grab a Mascot, and then I'm just going to attack for 1. I'm not going to play Plains, just in case they draw, discard 2. Yep, that card is problematic here for sure. I'll take the 3. I could double block, but I don't think it's a good double block. To be honest, I don't think it's a good double block. That makes things a little bit more interesting, I would say. I think I might be down to Meathook now. I will get in for 1. So we're gonna Meathook for 3. I'm happy to play this and then pass the turn. Because if they make us discard 2, then we're cool with it at this point. All right. We will bring this back. And bring this back. I will grab another swamp. And go to 22 and then play an Eyetwitch and pass. Okay. No attacks. All right, we have good blocks. And we have them at a low enough life total where Meathook matters a lot. We do need an answer for Ranger. So that's kind of scary. So that's going to become a 5/5. Happy to block with everything. Mastery, sure. I didn't block with Eyetwitch though. It baited out the removal spell, which I'm happy about. So at this point, I should just attack, rat the board, and then load up. So they don't really have a chance at coming back after that. So rat. No, I can't really. It's close. 3, yeah, it's worth it. Because I can just go get this beautiful card. Play this. Play this. And then go. So they're at 7. They don't have any creatures that crew. And we have 2 hives that can also help present lethal. And we got it. 2-0. They stumbled a little bit, but honestly, the only time I ever lose this matchup is if they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, removal spell, and I like still barely lose, or when I mulligan to 5 or 4, like something like low. All right, so 75 card mirror against Nathan. All right, they mulligan to 5, so that's advantage number 1. Shambling Ghast. All right, this might be Flood versus Screw. So let's see how this goes. They have like a Sorin or something. That's the last thing I want to see is them play a Sorin or something. And we'll just attack. All right, we are playing. What is happening? How are we drawing land every freaking turn? All right, there's the Deadly Dispute. Whenever I play against this 75 card mirror, it's like shit like this happens. Like 22 lands, and here we are sitting on 7 of them. Yep, there's a Sorin. Mm-hmm. All right. Take care of the Sorin. Step 1. How is this happening? If you're gonna give me lands, give me like hives or something, you know? Like, why are you doing this to me? All right, that's passable. We just have to wipe the board now. We know what Welcoming Vampire is capable of doing. So we're just going to take this opportunity to wipe the board. I don't think I can wait. That's as much value as I can extract. All right, like basically what I need for the rest of the game is not to draw any more lands. Not a single land, please. All right, cool. I can afford to take 3 here. Let's go. Fucking A. Been waiting for this my whole life. Play this. Draw for turn. Let's go. We'll pass. Fuck. Agadeem's is so good. All right. I think I want to start off with Eyetwitch. If I can remove this vampire, I will. All right, solid. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. I'm gonna grab this. And I don't want to waste this. Right. So I think I should sack this Eyetwitch. But maybe I should attack with both, but then that gives them a card. They haven't gotten a land yet. So getting rid of that is honestly pretty good. And I get to use both. So I'm cool with this. And I have plenty of stuff to go get, so attack for 2, pass. Basically, if I can stop them from getting to 7 lands or getting rid of my Welcoming Vampire, we know it's insane. Because if they go like gain 2 life, draw a card, go get a land, it makes things kind of awkward. 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a lot of good choices here. I think I'm supposed to play the Mascot. Pretty positive it's the Mascot here. I need to force them to wipe the board. Pass. Like, so if they're contemplating if they should wipe the board or not, this will be good for us. I mean, this double block is just a good double block every which way possible, right? I mean, I think they should just cast a Meathook right off the bat. I'm not going to make the mistake. This way I gain 1 and they lose 1 before they Meathook, so I think that's definitely a bad move on their part. Yeah. So we stay the same. And I've been ready for this. We can now play Vampire. Summoning. Announcement. Go. This game was on the edge of like us only drawing lands and losing to a multi-5. Welcoming Vampire is so fucked up. No one even realizes how fucked up the card is. Okay, so I think what we do is we play the Lult. We minus. We attack with the squad. So this leaves me with a couple of options. I'm going to lose the right because of this, but they get to draw one less card because of it. If they take their whole turn off to right, then we're basically just going to kill them. So I'm cool with that. And we'll just sack this. Puts one more loyalty on the Lalt, so it's like not gonna die. All right, Agadeem's fantastic draw because we know we got gas in the graveyard. So in this situation, they're in a really bad spot, right? Yeah, so now we just get to eat their right for free. And we're definitely going to take the opportunity to do that. All right, so we hit the right. They're down to 3. I don't have a 2-drop to bring back. I also have this Legion Angel. I can also use this right, which I think is the right move. I mean, if they attack with their 3/3, they die. Just trying to think, like, what are possible ways for them to get back in the game? No, they have to wipe the board. That's the best way. And by doing this, I'm just setting up a massive value engine and going wide at the same time. So nice. All right, so we'll take game 1 against the 75 card mirror. All right, so let's think about how they're gonna board and how we're gonna board. I mean, the mirror is just simple. It's who can outvalue who. All right, so on the draw, we're gonna bring in these go blanks. I'm gonna board out these Shambling Ghast. The last card that I'm gonna cut here, it's a tough decision, but I think I'm gonna go with an Agadeem's. And let's roll with it. Boom. This is 1 land away from being perfect, but we'll have to mulligan. Mulligan. I mean, we're keeping. Right's gotta go. And this plains has gotta go. I mean, Meathook is also questionable. Meathook is very questionable, I would say. But if we're getting out aggroed, it'll buy us the most amount of time. So, yep. We're definitely gonna fire this off. We know that card is ridiculous. All right. This is a super interesting decision. I don't think I go blank here. I think I snap welcoming vampire here, because if they make us discard or they make us do anything, if they don't deal with the welcoming vampire, they end up being in a really bad place. Right? And this might be a right. So we forced them to deal with the welcoming vampire whichever way they could. And the result was really good because they spent a lot of resources dealing with it, but we get to hit the right, which is in the yard, which is important. I would have rather drawn the land here, of course, but it is what it is. I mean, both the Sorin and the Lalt are insane, but it's a wedding announcement. Okay, so in this spot, right, we know they don't have Vanishing Verse because I think that they would have gone with the Vanishing Verse. I think the play here is Sorin plus. Because if they play land, then they get to kill the Sorin for free. So I think this is the play. And hopefully we hit some free shit. We hit a Sanctum, kind of baller. They play their own Sorin. That's not good. I need to find an answer as quickly as possible. Of course, they make another dude. Okay, not bad. We got Lalt, which is insane. We could minus, but again, I think I need to just plus and try to find an answer to this. I do have an answer to this Sorin. I do. I can play Professor and go get the card that deals with it. Or I could play the Lalt. Right? So that puts me in a really interesting position where if they draw the land, I end up losing the Sorin, but I don't mind that. So I think I want a plus here. It's really close. That's a solid find. But we're going to try to remove the Sorin. So we're going to get the Fumes. And we will just go ahead and deal with this. So if they do end up dealing with the Sorin, like playing untapped land and deal with the Sorin, then okay. All right. I need another answer to another Planeswalker. Hitting a Vanishing Verse here would be insanity. The plus makes it so that the Sorin doesn't die here. So I'm down for that. All right, come on. Find me more answers. Okay, so here I think that I'm supposed to Meathook for 2, play the Eye, and the Eye can help me deal with this stupid ass Lalt. Alright. So here for 2. We go to 21. The lot gains 1,000,000. So it's gonna minus again, but this is just like a nice stalling tactic, and we're good to go. Oh, I forgot about the wedding festivity. Oh my god. I was supposed to minus. It's all good. That was their entire turn. That was a good draw. If I don't use both parts of right, I will lose out on a major opportunity, right? So I should take this opportunity to do both. So step 1, hit the Lalt. We have a Sorin in the yard, but I think I'm supposed to grab the Pest Summoning for now. And then play this and hit that and pass. I may not need it to play the land, but I know it's a little greedy, but at the same time, man. All right. I mean, we set ourselves up well to draw a land, and we also set ourselves up super well to draw a Meathook. So if we're able to draw a Meathook here, we can do a lot of work. All right. I mean, not gonna lie, this is quite scary. That's not bad. All right, so they're down to 15. I mean, this is just the mulligan to 5 coming back to bite us, so. I mean, Lalt is dying no matter what. The question is, do I choose to take 2 here? Because, I mean, I don't think I have a choice. I just block. And sack. Like, I could have waited because they can present lethal in ways. So that's good as fuck. That's good as fuck. All right, that was a really timely draw. But I need a Vanishing Verse or a Rite here. If we're able to draw that, oh my god, let's fucking go, boys. Let's fucking go. All right, so do I have exactly enough? I think I have exactly enough. Let's fucking go. All right, so first things first, fire this off here. Get that shit out of here. second. Definitely play the land. And yeah. So for 4. Let's fucking go. All right, so we're back up to 23. And I mean, we're just hanging in there. We know that they're going to have to get rid of the right, but we've been able to beat a Sorin and double alt. So we don't need much more. Like, if we're just able to draw a couple more bangers, we are golden. We are golden. That's not the worst. Yeah, I'm going to fire this off. Yep. All right. We're up to 21. If we can manage to draw a couple of disputes, like a dispute, it would be insane. But the reason why I decided to play everything was I thought it was the best way to play around Go Blank, which they haven't played any of. So it's about time they drew a Meathook. This just cancels out. This is totally fine. But our Meathook advantage is gone. I feel like we've maximized every single card in our in the game so far. So I think that's about all we can do at this point. I mean, just fire this up. Because if they have a removal spell for this, then they have a removal spell for it. That's fine. Because I mean, that could eat something way more important. I should do this now, just because my Agadeems and my stuff is still in a good spot. But them having 3 hives is gonna make this really tough. But we got some really solid draws. Let's go. All right. So this is going to grab us a Planeswalker. Which Planeswalker? I think we're going with Lalt. Because this has a less time window than Lalt does. Because my graveyard is eventually going to get exiled, right? So in this situation, I can just bring this back. And we should minus and pass. Yep, there's a Vanishing Verse. That's fine. They wasted a lot of resources, and so I'm happy about that. Okay, cool. This cancels out. Damn, Vanishing Verse. That's All right, we still have a solid shot in this game. Vanishing Verse into another Meathook into, man, this is tough. All right, we drew another Hive. Hive is pretty okay. It's definitely better than drawing a regular land. Okay, they drew a Professor. Fuck. Oh, man. It was close, man. It's close. Like the multi 5, it's costing us everything here. It's costing us everything. All right, so we take that and untap. Okay, that's a really fucking good draw. Can I afford to hold? So the thing is, we know they have the removal spell for it. We know, it's a 2-for-1 for them, right? And that means they don't attack with 2 creatures because of that. I'm pretty positive I'm supposed to play around Meathook, right? If they use a Shambling Ghast, I don't know, if they draw a discard 2, losing this will be way worse than them 2-for-1ing themselves. So first things first, fire this bad boy off. Attack. Deal with the farmhand. You're down to 9. Play this vampire and pass. I would love to hold the vampire, but discard 2, exile my graveyard. I don't want to give them incentive to cast that. That fucks me way harder. Like, it's a really tough decision, and they've drawn 0 so far. And this means they don't attack with 2 creatures that they would have attacked with. And I think that's fine. And we got to capitalize with the Go Blink because of that. Let's go. They drew the Go Blink. Told you. I told you. I cannot attack. It was a tough call, but I'm positive it was the right call. And the situation is pretty bad. It's worse than pretty bad. It's as bad as it can get. Okay. I'm almost out of time. I take 2, and then we'll take our turn. Come on. So if I minus, it doesn't save me. If I draw, what could save me? I'll play it. I'll draw. I can't think of anything. Yeah, damn. If that came 1 turn sooner, we could win this multi 5, but we'll save time for the last round. All right, so I need this Agadeem's back in. But how do I make room for it? That's the problem. Fucking A, man. How do I make room for it? That's the question. Like, I need it because I'm on the play now. Like, it's not Meathook. It's not any of the creatures. It's not the Planeswalker. It's not Legion. I mean, we've seen how good Welcoming Vampire is. It literally just takes over the game. I don't think it's dispute. It can't be verse or right. They deal with literally everything. What the fuck do I cut? Man, I do not want to play less than one land. I think I'm gonna go down on a go blank. It's so close. Fucking A. I don't think I can be greedy on the land here. I think it's the go blink. It's really close, but I'm on the play. I'd rather be more aggressive. Like if I play Welcoming Vampire on 3 and say, hey, you have to answer this, like that's how it goes. Mulligan, keep. Okay. I mean, Lalt is broken, but it's going to be stuck in my hand literally for the whole game. I mean, I'm down to trade if they want to trade. I'm the aggressor. I hit all my land drops already, so I should grab Pest Summoning here and play this Farmhand, grab this Plains and pass. They shock, play Environmental Science, grab their white source. Cool. That's actually a solid draw. I'm happy with that. All right, I will attack. I will play Wedding Announcement and make a 1/1, pass the turn. Now the onus is on them to deal with Wedding Announcement. If they don't deal with Wedding Announcement, they're in a lot of trouble. Once again. Damn, every time. They did it last game too. Damn, this is super rough. I don't have anything good to play here. I mean, we play the Hive. I think I just attack for 2 and pass. Like I could have played the Pest Summoning off the Agadeem's Awakening, but it just doesn't work. Yeah, their draw is just too good here. All right, before we go to end step, we're just going to go ahead and Vanishing Verse this. And thank God they did that. That gives us a lot of hope. All right, we can put this on black and we can definitely just fire this bad boy up. Attack. Definitely just hit the right and then that's really good. All right, we need to draw actual gas now. We cannot afford to draw any more nothings, right? We haven't drawn any of like Sorins or any of that shit. So that's what we really need right now. I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to do this. So if I activate and swing at Lalt, we end up hitting the Lalt, which ends up being great, right? Like mission accomplished. Lalt is down. It didn't really cost us any resources. Maybe ends up costing us the Hive. Or we attack with both of the cards at Lalt. They trade both. We Vanishing Verse and play the Agadeem's tapped. Those are our options. And I think I'm going to go with this one. attack both there. All right, they trade. I will get that off the board. I'm cool with that. And I will happily play Vampire and pass. I'm not going to play the Agadeems because we have some really great cards in the bin. And so I'm going to force them to deal with it. Please draw the land. Oh, man. I really wanted to draw the third land here because it would have been so fucking beautiful. But I think I'm going to have to settle for it being for 2 while I still have a chance. Grab the plains. And we're not going to play the plains, obviously, because of Goblin. Fuck, man. They got to set it up. We didn't. So they get to draw a card. We have the answer for that, which is important to have. So let's say I cast a Rite. They're just going to fire it off, right? So maybe here I use Professor to go get me the land. To go get me the card and then exile the farmhand. That does it for me. Oh, man. Okay, I'm running out of time. I just got to make a call. All right. We don't have a planeswalker. So let's say I grab this. Boom, hit it. Is that worth? Is that worth? Is that worth? It's not worth. I'm supposed to just grab this. Play this. Like this. This is the best way to do it. Here it's supposed to be this. And then pass. Pass. Yeah, I lose right here, which really sucks. And I have the option to trade with a Hive, but they have all 4, so I don't think I can afford to do that. So we take it, we say whatever, we end up drawing the land. The biggest problem here is what? That I can't play around everything. So let's say I activate and then use it. Fucking A. Fuck. Okay. All right, pass, go. I know this that was like a really absurd play, but it like gained me all that life that I lost. And then now I have this like insane threat. Damn, Sorin was really bad for me. They have a verse. Damn it. Okay, so I just drew a right. All right, so this can get me the plains. So we grab the last plains, play it, play this, use the Pest Summoning to go ahead and get rid of the Sorin forever. And then now we can pass. Sure. Fuck. I needed them to break on it one more turn so I could play it. They're activating. And then they're swinging. I take the 5, untap. What do we draw? Another Hive. Hive is a good draw. Am I willing to trade with Ambitious Farmhand? The answer is no. But am I willing to trade with this? Yes. And then I hit the 2-drop. Play this, go. So I take 8 here. I'm down to 5. What can I draw to get out of this spot? Sorin. Fuck yes. That's exactly what I needed. So Sorin comes down. We minus. And now we pass. Go. I would have taken a Lalt as well. All right, that really sucks. Man. Yep. Sure. We try to extract as much value as we could there. Nothing else could be done. All right. Yeah. I told you guys, my worst matchup is the mirror match. We mulligan to 5 and we mulligan to 6. Game 1 we got super flooded and we were still able to win it out. I felt like I extracted as much as I possibly could out of the deck. Azorius control. But yeah. So the one tournament there was no mirror matches. We were undefeated in Swiss, first seed, and we were probably gonna win the tournament. So that's how it works, because you only have a limited time to do well with the deck. I should play this. Right. So you like make a deck, you try not to share it, and then you try not to share it, and then you try to go to a tournament and win that first tournament, because your win rate's going to be the highest when you don't have to play the mirror match. So that's how I've had the most amount of success, is because of decks I made, right? We'll start off by attacking. All right. Let's see what they've played so far. They're playing 4 Sod coming. How many Jawaris are they playing? 22 lands. Is it all 4? No, it's playing 3 Jawaris. I think that I should just play around Jawari Disruption and play the Professor. So if they want to counter this, they can counter it. But it's better for them to counter that instead of the Welcoming Vampire, which would also walk into a Jawari Disruption. Solid draw. So in this spot, we will attack. Again, we should play around Jawari Disruption. They played a Miria's Call. And so we definitely play the Welcoming Vampire and put this on black. I think that's our best move. That way we're like still building up for Agadeems and we can pass. And they just bounce it back to our hand, and that's cool with us. Because if I had played the Sorin and they had Jawari Disruption, pretty bad for us. So they have Devastating Mastery, so I got to be careful of that. So Devastating Mastery means what? So they did it for 4, which means they get to draw a card. I don't know. 4 is all of the above. So create a 4/4. What were the modes? Create a 4/4. They return target, draw a card. Scry 1, draw a card. Okay. I think I just play Sorin here. And I think I plus and not minus. How many removal spells do they have for it? Not very many. We'll go ahead and play the Sorin. Happy to plus. That's actually a great draw. And happy to pass. So if I minus, then they could like Fading Hope and kill the Ambitious Farmhand, and that puts me in the most amount of danger. So I'm happy to block here and make a treasure. The Hall is kind of scary because that means they can, if I don't have a blocker, then they can put me in a bad situation. All right, so they just put 2 cards away. I'm trying to think what that would mean for us. What are those cards? What do they do? And what should we do? So we know that they have 2 Beholds in their deck and 4 Sod coming. And they have 4 Doomskar. So I think that I'm supposed to start off with Welcoming Vampire. All right, that's where I start. Then I'm going to minus, which means I get to draw a card off of Welcoming Vampire. That means we got to draw a land, and we don't need to do anything else. All right, so we have good blockers here, and a good thing set up. I could have... I'm trying to think if it's worth double blocking here. If I double block, that means I feel like they don't need to board wipe. I think what I should do is block with Farmhand and try and sack it. All right. So we've really put them in a position where they need to wipe the board. And the Sorin is doing a really good job at everything else. So they have 2 Leer and 1 Hullbreaker Horror. So that's important to note. They don't have any other like win conditions. They're playing 3 Hulls. So they're playing like straight super control. Okay, so we've been waiting for this. Oh yeah, they're playing Starheim. How many? 2. So now I'm happy to take my turn. And I think I should definitely take the card off of playing an Eyetwitch. I'm trying to decide, is it better to play the Eyetwitch? Or is it better to play the Shambling Ghast? Shambling Ghast just makes me a treasure. Yeah, I think it's the Shambling Ghast. So play the Shambling Ghast, draw a card. And then now I can play this and Meathook for 4. We're gonna make a treasure. And I think I'm minus here and then play an Eyetwitch. I think that's the move. Minus Eyetwitch. That way I have ample blockers. And if they have a board wipe, then we force them to do it. It's a Lier. So they have a Fading Hope, saw it coming, and a multiple choice. That's fine. So this is 1 of 2 Lier. And we have it covered with our Rite of Oblivion. So we'll just go ahead and untap. And trying to think. I mean, I'm going to start off with this plus. It's a land. Okay. So I think that I start off by attacking. Is this an instant? No, it's a sorcery. I start off by attacking with Hive. All right. So once I attack with Hive, then I can get rid of Fading Hope and etc. Because we want to make sure Lear is as dismantled as possible. So this is in beginning of combat. So I'm not gonna use the Vanishing Verse. So I could attack. I'm gonna be sacking treasures. No, I think I'm gonna be sacking Eyetwitch, so I'm gonna attack with Eyetwitch. We'll get in for 1. And then we'll start off with this. We'll sack. I think I should grab a Pest. Just low mana stuff. They have another Fading Hope. Sad. We'll happily play this and we'll pass back. I could have responded with another Vanishing Verse, but I think if they spend their entire turn doing this, I'm cool with it. Because the Sorin is just getting us more and more value, which is eventually going to be overwhelming enough to deal with them. So we start off here with a plus. And happily draw that. So I can do a couple of different things. I mean, I think I'm just supposed to write this and sack this. Yep, they just pick it back up. That's fine. And I will attack. And I will play this. I will then play another Hive and we'll pass. So we have 4, 8, 9, 10 mana. So that means we can activate both Hives, which would do a ridiculous amount of damage. And if they were to just kill Sorin at this point, it just doesn't matter. Sorin's already gotten us like 100 cards. Like they have 41 with 36. We're up 5 cards just off of like against a blue deck that casts a bunch of cards. All right, so where should we start? I think we start at Hive and we see what they have. Yeah, I do think that we start at Hive. I think I hit multiple choice because I don't want them to flash it back. And then I'll minus this. We'll play this. We'll play a Pest Summoning, and then we'll pass. We'll draw a card off of Wedding Announcement. So basically, if they're able to wipe the board, we have it covered. That's what we're trying to make sure we're good to do, you know? Right? And they know that both of these hives are going to be very problematic. So they're going to behold. That's totally fine. That doesn't really do anything. And 5, 9. So they have 9 mana. So even if they were able to Starheim Unleash, this is a sorcery. We just have lethal here. So that's legitimately lethal. Yeah. I mean, I could have deadly disputed there, but I might as well just let them die. All right, on to the next game. All right, so they have another Devastating Mastery. So that's a card that we need to play around, right? So if we have permanents, they can blow all that shit up. So we got to make sure we are aware of that. They also have Suspicious Stowaway. I don't think that they're going to bring that in. But if they do, we can punish it. They're going to bring in Hermit for sure. And we're definitely going to bring in Go Blanks. They have Test of Talents, which is something that they could potentially bring in. I do think that Rite is definitely worse. Like, it's not that great against them. They don't have any, like, Teferis or anything of the sort that I can hit with the Rite. So I think I'm supposed to go down on Rite. And I think that Shambling Ghast is probably better here. So I'm going to bring in Go Blanks. If I needed more card advantage, I could bring in another Legion Angel. But I actually think Ghast is good if they have like cards like Hermit and Stowaway. So I'll go down 2 Rites to start off. I don't know what the other cut is though. The other cut is actually quite difficult. It could be a land. I like the Mauling because instant speed removal is really good. I want to keep in all my lands because I think lands are really important in this matchup. Agadeem's Awakening is going to be kind of broken, so I gotta make sure I think about that. I think I'm supposed to go down on a Meathook down to 2. That makes the most sense to me. All right. It's like really rare to board out. It's really rare to board like this, but I think it's correct in this instant. So we have more than enough lands. We will definitely be holding this Mauling. A Test of Talents is something we really need to play around, so you can expect us to cast it here, right? So we'll attack. We'll go ahead and dispute right away. We'll grab this. And like, I know that like we have to use a treasure right away, but we left in the Shambling Ghast. It's worth. Because if we get Test of Talents, if that card gets Test of Talents, we're in a ridiculously bad situation. I knew it. I knew it. This motherfucker would. I knew they would bring it in. We'll start off by attacking. And then I think I'm supposed to just Meathook Massacre for 1. Because this is a great opportunity to put it in. And we still get to grow our board. And we'll pass. It's not like they have Teferi or something like that to punish us here. So I feel like we got most things covered. Do they have Behold the Multiverse here? Or a counterspell. Definitely all interesting cards that we could play. I'm gonna play the Swamp, and then I gotta make a decision. Is it Professor? Is it Ghast? Is it Summoning? I really want to cast Go Blank, but at the same time, I think it's wrong. I do think it's wrong. So I think that I'm going to cast the Shambling Ghast. And then I'm going to cast Pest Summoning. So I think that the reason why I made this call is... Did I just miss a Deluge? Am I blind? I do not see Deluge. Oh, they have one Memory Deluge. Yeah, they have one. All right, so we'll start off by attacking. And then we'll play a Go Professor. And in this spot, I think it's best for me to grab a Mascot. And then they have a little bit of mana open. Oh man, I really want to cast this Go Blank, but at the same time, I don't want to cast this Go Blank. But I really need to put them on the back foot, so we're casting the Go Blink. Boom. I started off with the Professor because that's a card that they usually need to deal with. And they end up firing off a Saw It Coming. And that Saw It Coming was exiled, so that's not good for me. So in this spot, they really need to wipe the board. If they don't wipe the board, they're in a pretty bad situation. All right, cool. We forced them kind of into this. I could play the Mascot Exhibition, but basically their hand basically just says to me that they are holding I mean, I think that they have another board wipe. So I think I should just play Sorin and minus. I think that's our best bet at this point. The reason why we have to minus is because of the Hall. Because if they just fire up Hall and attack Sorin, I have to block. They're down to 10. The card that we really needed here was our manland. If we had one of the manlands, then the amount of pressure that we could have put on them would have been quite ridiculous. Right? Like, it's attacking for a bunch, it's exiling this one of Deluge, and it puts us in a good spot. They just played a Ondu Inversion tapped, I think. No way. That can't be right. That's got to be wrong. That thing destroys all non-land permanents. So that's like one of the best cards in the matchup. Like, you cannot play that. Like, that makes me think that their hand is super tapped. I mean, super, like, it's just really good cards, right? So they have all gas in hand, and they have to make shit happen. And the Sorin is going to be a major problem. So they played the Unleashed card. Like, I can easily just fire off this Mauling. It's honestly quite close. But if I were to draw another Meathook, it would be really good. I just really don't want the Sorin to die, and that is really important. So I need to fire off this Mauling, I think. This doesn't feel great, but I think it's the move. Plus, we'll reveal some pretty good draws. So we'll play the Vampire, the Wedding Announcement, definitely not attacking. But now we have 2 blockers for the Sorin, and we get to draw a card with the Wedding Announcement and the welcoming Vampire. So if they have another board wipe, we still have them covered. Right? So this Sorin is not going anywhere unless they're able to. I'm assuming that they have the 8 mana board wipe, right? Where they're gonna blow up all permanents. And that's cool with me because we're ready for it. They're down to 9. So that's why they played the Undo inversion, because they needed the white for devastating mastery. Yep. Sure. So they lose 2 life. They go down to 7. Man, fucking it. All right. So we drew another Meathook, which is solid. We'll play a Lalt. And we'll go ahead and minus and pass. The reason why Lalt is solid, the Meathook is solid, is because they're already at 7. So this Meathook can get those like last couple points of damage, even if they can wipe the entire field. Like without Divide by 0, they can't juggle our stuff. So the Meathook is really, really good. I mean, they have 1 Hullbreaker Horror, so if they end up drawing that, that's like the best way to like get out of parity position. Ooh, that is good as fuck. All right, so we'll start off by drawing a card. That's also good as fuck. So I will start off by attacking. And I think so. The Agadeem's Awakening is actually really insane. And so is the Meathook Massacre. So I think in this spot, I want to start off with Legion Angel and see what they do first. Because this card is a must counter card. And we'll play this Meathook. All right, they use a Jawari Disruption on it, which sucks, but it ends up being good for us because they didn't cast the Deluge. They thought the Meathook was so scary that they had to counter it rather than cast their 7 mana card that actually helps them get out of the situation. So here, our Lalt has got them pretty locked down. They have access to 2 more Devastating Masteries, but they have to have it here. And they only have 6 mana, so they cannot cast this Deluge. That's another solid draw. I could cast Agadeems, but I think it's still better to wait on the Agadeems because we drew the Welcoming Vampire. Okay, why did it tap like this? Because of so stupid. Okay, thank God we were not punished. All right, we will play a Legion Angel. All right, so now we've put them in a position again that they need to board wipe. They don't get to cast their Deluge because they had to catch Jawari Disruption last turn. And we're once again presenting lethal. Right, so this turn is basically wipe the board or bust. Right? And that's match. And this is why the control... Someone just said, playing black-white is a mistake because you play too many mirror matches. Like, What? All right, so we're on the play. This is a solid hand. We'll keep. And I could have played Agadeems on one, but remember, we're playing like a mirror match, so we got to be careful. We got to try to extract as much value as we possibly can. I mean, like, I could play Agadeems now, but still not worth it. I'm just going to pass. They have 3 Vanishing Verse and only 2 rights. So that's really important to note. So here we're just going to play a wedding announcement and pass the turn. Okay, so basically what I'm thinking is if they're holding Vanishing Verse, what's the best thing for me to do, right? If I had to guess, I think that they probably have Lalt in their hand. So what I need to be thinking about is what's the best way for me to play this? There's so many ways. Okay, so I think I start off by attacking. Because if they want to trade, I'm down. Honestly. Yep, they're going to dispute. Okay, so we're now in the second main phase. So now we have a choice of playing Welcoming Vampire, which walks into a board wipe. Pretty bad. It's going to be pretty bad. And then we can play a Sorin, in which we can either minus or we can plus. So if I minus, that does probably the best job around in playing around everything. So yeah, I mean, I could play, yeah, I don't think I should play Welcoming Vampire yet. We're gonna minus and we're gonna pass. I need to drink some coffee. I know I've been talking a lot. I appreciate you guys listening. I usually would be looking at chat and talking to you guys directly, but we're 5 minutes behind, so I'm just talking about what's on my mind in between rounds, so it doesn't feel like the rounds are too long. The downtime in the rounds. Yeah, maybe I should have worn my Teferi cosplay today. So basically in this spot, we've stretched their removal as thin as possible. We should look at what cards they could get. They could get Necrotic Summoning. They could get Mascot Exhibition. They don't have that. They have 2 Environmental Sciences. All right, so they went and fired off a right. Damn. So I was trying to hold on to this. I tried to hold on to this Agadeems as long as possible, but we got a shock here and attack with the Hive. I'm pretty positive that's correct here. Because hitting the right here is really important. And we get to draw a card off the announcement, so that's fine. So we've incentivized them enough to wipe the board and use all of their resources to do so. And so they're going to gain a chunk of life, but that's cool. That's cool with us because we got most things figured out here. So I think this is actually really tough. No, I think I got it. Okay, so I think I play Welcoming Vamp. No, I think I play Ambitious Farmhand, get the plains, then play the Welcoming Vampire, then I play the Eyetwitch. Yeah, because I want to make sure I make my land drop here. Play this, and then play Eyetwitch, draw a card, and then pass the turn. Because I couldn't play Welcoming Vampire and Ambitious Farmhand and play the Eyetwitch. I had to make a choice. Because the last land I would get is the plains, right? Obviously, we ended up drawing the swamp. So that meant I couldn't play the Eyetwitch with the known information. So in this, we're again in a spot where they need to wipe the board once again, right? And that means they need to have 6 mana here. So if they don't have 6 mana, then they can't possibly wipe the board. So this tempo advantage is going to be huge, right? So they go get a land finally, but they're still in really bad shape because we can still swing for a billion. All right, so they're going to play a Stinger, and I guess they're going to draw 2 cards. And basically for this turn, they're basically saying we're like down to take a trillion. This is a really interesting situation. So I think I do want to take advantage and make sure I draw a card. So I'm going to swing just with these. And then I'm just going to go ahead and sack the Eyetwitch because that kind of guarantees me being able to flip. So at this point, I guess I just grab, I mean, I could grab Pest Summoning, but we've already put them in a place where they need to wipe the board. So we're just going to grab Mascot here. Solid draw. That allows me to draw another card while leaving everything I wanted open, except for we don't draw a card off of playing a creature. Why couldn't we have drawn that instead of the Mauling? So they're here in a spot again where they need to wipe the board. Okay, that's an Edgar. That doesn't really do anything. So they need to have a right in order to even, I guess, have a chance because, yeah, so this is their last and final right. And so we're kind of prepared for this. We're going to say, sure, we don't mind sacking it. So we basically, these are their 2 rights, right? And we played perfectly around them. They have a flipped Edgar, which obviously has some impact on the matchup, but not enough. So this is black and white. And this is like the reason why Rite of Oblivion is Rite of Oblivion is so fucked up. All right, so I mean, we need to get rid of that card. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Activate. Swing. We'll get rid of the right. So without that card, they can't deal with a lot, right? That's their last right. That means the only answers they have are Vanishing Verses. And we're at a healthier life total than them. So we don't have very much to worry about in the first place. Maybe I was supposed to do this in the opposite order. This is fine. I'll play this. I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't play this tapped. It's not a big deal to play it tapped, especially because right now my hand is so full and we're so far ahead and they're at 5. So it's more about just putting on the pressure, right? Because the Hive almost represents lethal itself. So at this point, they need to do a lot. They need to remove my land. They need to wipe the field. That's just for this turn, right? On top of that, like they don't even know that I can like Vanishing Verse and Meathook my own stuff, which could present lethal quite easily. All right, so there's the Blood and Snow. Now they're gonna bring something back. We don't know what it is. They're gonna bring back the Professor. All right. I think at this point I just want a minus here. I end up losing a life, but I mean, they no longer have a field, so this Hive is more likely to just get through. Yep, so they need to gain life, so that's what they're trying to do. So they wiped the field, gained the life, which probably not enough. I mean, like Fellstinger is basically a dead card. Professor is like the only live card because they haven't gotten the 7 mana card yet, which is like so. So I definitely want to get rid of the Professor. They'll be down to 4 cards, and at the same time, so let's say I did that for 6, then that wouldn't work. So I think what I just want to do is activate. We'll go ahead and hit the Professor. They end up taking 4. They're down to 5. And damn. The question is, do I think that I did this in the wrong order? I still think the answer is no. I think I'm gonna just play this Shambling Ghast, and I think I'm gonna play the Mauling, and I think the Agadeems is super broken here. So, oh, I could have played the Welcoming Vampire, still drawn a card because it comes in as a 2/2, then flips. We dealt with that last turn. So the right move was definitely to play the Welcoming Vampire, but I do think that like basically part of the formula for them to win this game is they need to wipe the field, right? And so like Vanishing Verse, like basically the goal is at the end of the turn to make sure we Vanishing Verse the Meathook, and that's just gonna put them in a really bad spot because their life total is so low. So yeah, and this is why our version is just better than all of these other versions, is because Rite of Oblivion is a fucked up card. So take full advantage of it and don't play like unnecessary stuff. Like Blood on the Snow, definitely a good card. There's no graveyard hate in the world and stuff like that. So all right. So again, like this is not the mirror. This is like a way worse version of our deck, right? So we know that we can take a huge advantage of them. They only have 2 hives, but they also have 2 fields. So it's important for us to make sure we time our hives nicely. All right. Most important card is Go Blank. Their board is pretty lackluster. Biggest card that we have to deal with is Graveyard Trespasser. So removal is quite nice. But Rite of Oblivion does take a massive hit. They have 3 Edgars, so that is something that we need to remember. So I think I get rid of a Ghast. Get rid of the Ghast. And they don't have... they do have a bunch of Go Blanks. So Agadeem's is losing a lot of value. So again, we're going to go double Shambling Ghast and 1 Agadeem's. On the draw is going to be the play. It is going to be the cards that we get rid of. because Agadeem has way less application, and on the draw we can skate by boarding out a land, because after when you get to like 5 lands, you don't need another land, and we have so many ways to find them. This is a good hand as long as we're able to draw the 3rd land or a card that we can sacrifice to this Deadly Dispute. That's a good one. Honestly, I was pretty interested in playing the Meathook there, but you never know. We may have to discard it, or we may have to use it here. Oh, so we definitely don't want that to flip. That's something that's really important. Welcoming Vampire plays really well with itself, and so I think just playing the Welcoming Vampire here is pretty good, right? Because they don't have an easy way to get rid of Trespasser. And so if they have to sacrifice, if they want to get rid of our thing, they may have to sacrifice. Okay, that's a wonderful draw, right? Because it gives us the land. And I'm so interested in drawing the land. How interested? No, I still need Rite of Oblivion, so I still want the land beforehand. Because that would be the best situation, is if we drew the right here. Let's fucking go. That's how you fucking draw. That's how you fucking draw. All right, so in this spot, man, I really want to cast this right. But they're going to eat it with the Trespasser. How does that make me feel? I mean, getting the Edgar off right now is just too good. And then we just attack. And they still need to deal with our Vampire. So, like, our Vampire is drawing us cards. Their Trespasser is hitting our graveyard, which is super annoying. That's for sure. Okay, that card is not good for us, but we have the Vanishing Verse for it. Spectacular draw. I think I should start off by attacking for 2. I really want to play a Go Blank right now, but I actually just don't think it's correct. I think I'm supposed to play this Professor. I think I grabbed the Environmental Sciences here. And I think that I think playing this Farmhand is actually good here because it gives me solid blocks. Right. Being able to prevent the great Trespasser from attacking is quite nice. So it's like kind of sort of a distraction. So I think it makes this play slightly better. And I think I'm happy with that. Because if I can remove the Trespasser, that opens a lot more possibilities for me. They just went ahead and played their Meathook. So, but it is basically an empty field now, which means that we have the go ahead to slam our Lalt and play a Hive. I mean, Vanishing Verse could be the play here. Or Go Blank could also be the play. Is it outrageous to think that the turn ends up being Go Blank plus Vanishing Verse? I think that's actually the play. I think Lalt would be the level 1 play, and I think that this is the level 100 play. So I'm gonna play Go Blank. All right, so they lost a Go Blank and a Shambling Ghast, which is spectacular. We'll go ahead and pass the turn. And we'll go ahead and fire this bad boy off because we don't want them to draw the card. They did nothing. They did nothing, and their field is nothing. So I think if I had to guess what's in their hand, I would guess they have Rite in their hand, right? So if that's what I think that is in their hand, I think I should play Welcoming Vampire, and I should play an Eyetwitch, because this does the best job at just pushing us so far ahead of them. And like, this actually just makes me really happy. So they gain a life this way. That's fine. We can just grab this Necrotic Fumes, draw our card. And so at this point, we probably just play the Lalt, we minus, and then we use the Necrotic Fumes, because this ends up drawing us the card that we want, right? So we play this on black. We go ahead and hit this. We go ahead and exile this, and then we'll get in for 2. And this is why Welcoming Vampire is so freaking broken.